Words, thoughts, and deeds all have an effect. And there's people out there, they know when you're thinking bad about them. I mean, you think, but you know when somebody's talking about you, you know when somebody's, behind your back. No, people know something's going on. But they also know that when you love people, so when you send love from afar, especially to your enemies, especially to those that don't like you, especially to those that have stepped on your toes and publicly humiliated and attacked you and don't like you, who needs your love more? And so when you start seeing your enemies as a part of yourself, as a part of the extension of this divine family, and when you realize that we're all one, even Danny and I are one, right? And so we're all one. And I mean that in the highest sense, meaning we're all God. When we wake up, we're going to realize that you're mad at this person over here. You're really mad at yourself. You're mad at God. It's just a different aspect. So you don't have to like everybody. Not a requirement. You got some people out there, I don't want to be around this person. I don't like them. That's okay. But love them. And there's a difference. There's a difference because, there's some people like relatives, most especially, you got to love them, but you don't have to necessarily like them and invite them over for Thanksgiving, right? So love is the foundation. And when I was talking, I was in the ashram one night. I was talking to Gurnath at his ashram in Pune, and everybody was kind of gone. It was just basically me and him, and we were talking about karma, because what role that plays in a lot of things, like relationships. And we were talking about how you could get, especially relatives, some of your greatest enemies are related to us. They don't understand us. They don't like us. They're not on our side. It's because we got karma to work out with them. And how better to work out the karma than to bring them into your life? So when you bring them into your life, so you can deal with them every day for the rest of your life, they got to be in your family. So families are made up of people that you either love or you hate. There's not much in between. It's either good or bad, up and down. So be careful what you send out. And to me, don't go to bed angry at somebody. Send them love. You don't know if you're going to be dead. You don't know if you're going to wake up dead the next day. Of course, you wouldn't wake up. You'd be dead. You wouldn't know. But anyway, but you wake up the next day or don't wake up the next day, you don't have a chance to mend that. The fence is broken. And you leave this world with somebody that you offended, or you sent anger and hate out to somebody. I had a boss that was so mean and nasty to me. And I tried kindness and everything else. I finally went someplace else, and she would send messages and phone calls to my new supervisors and bosses saying what a terrible person I was. I'm working for them. They don't see it. And they go, "What is this? She thinks you're this terrible person." I'm going, and I wouldn't say anything bad about her. I made up my mind. I was only going to say good things about her. And I said, well, she's really an intelligent person. She just doesn't understand me. End of story. But I prayed for her, and I prayed for her for 18 straight years. I retired from the post office. I didn't see her. I still kept praying for her. I visualized her in this light, kept sending her love. And 18 years later, I happened to go, these things accidents happen. I happened to go into the Elk Grove post office, and there was a new postmaster, and she had a question. She saw me. I thought, hey, come on, I got a question. I want to talk to you. She starts talking to me, and I gave her some personal advice. And then I asked her if she had an owl, her front door, back door, or something. And she laughed, and she goes, yeah, actually I do, 2 plastic ones. I said, okay. So Danny, you know where I'm going with that, with the owls. But so that was kind of like, okay, I'm on track with this lady. And so I found out that she was getting her inauguration to be the new postmaster. And she wanted me to come in and do the benediction and give a prayer. And I said, sure. Well, it turns out that this bad boss I had was invited to come. So there I am giving the prayer, and she's sitting in the front aisle. And in the past, she'd be this, give me this very judging look, very open body language. She's smiling at me. And afterwards comes up, gives me the greatest hug, introduces me to her fiance, and it just hugs. And she says, I heard you were sick. I was worried about you. A whole different thing. She had no clue that I've been praying for her. I mean, really, every night and every day for 18 years, I visualized this woman with light and love around her. So you can't put a timeline on this. I just had to be lucky enough that I saw the fruits of my labor. But how many people have you prayed for? Like, you pull up to a stop sign or a stoplight, and there's this beggar on the corner, here, I need money, I need food, right? And so you judge them and you drive away, you don't want to give money. Or you don't want to give money because you can't give every homeless person money. But if you give them your love in your thoughts and in your prayers, and when you go home that night, you pray for them. You pray for, that man who was on 13th Avenue. Send him love and prayer, and you visualize him. You send him love. So everybody you meet, you give something to. A smile, which is basically just an expression of love. And prayers, which is the ultimate love. So just to kind of set the tone, what I'm really trying to tell everybody is when you start your day after your morning meditation, your intention to the universe should be about spreading love and service. So when I wake up, I finish my meditation and prayers, and then I sit quietly. That's the time you absorb. See, a lot of people are communicating. They're doing the techniques, and then they're praying and talking to God. You can't hear God unless you're listening. So at the end of your prayers, and at the end of your meditation, that's when God will talk to you.